Hi, this is Jody Colegrove with Quantum Techniques. We have developed a proven technique to quickly determine the root cause of your health issue using a form of energy medicine. I work with people all over the world on the phone, helping them discover why they're having a health issue and what they can do about it. Today I want to talk about genetic testing. Me and my husband decided to get some genetic testing because we wanted to find out if we were taking the correct herbs or if there were more herbs that we needed to take as we were getting older, and wanted to see if there's some gene expressions as we see our parents aging that they may have had that we wanted to find out for ourselves. And so we could take precautions for that. So there's two things that a lot of times you can do with genetic testing. One, you're finding out what area you come from. I come from Ireland, and it's always surprised me that my ancestors left during the potato famine, but I'm not bad on potatoes. You would think that would be it. But maybe just because I have that knowledge, it doesn't happen. But that's a situation where if you're from a particular region or area, there may be a reason why you have a certain propensity to not be able to eat certain foods or not. So for example, if you have Pima Indian in you, they are really bad on wheat and dairy. And so they have a lot of diabetes. So that would be something that if you knew, then you would know not to add that to your diet, or that would really cause a disease. All right. So that's one reason. The other reason is we at Quantum Techniques really like the work of Bruce Lipton, okay? The biology of belief. And I just recently re-listened to this video that I originally had got when I first started Quantum Techniques, and I found it absolutely profound that it's still what I do today. And what he really talks about is the fact that disease is more of an environmental, your environment turns on your genes. So it impacts your genes. So that's what causes the disease. It's not so much of a genetic disposition. So the best way I can explain it is if you have, well, here we go. I did bring it. Okay. So we all have known what the helix is, okay? And so we have this as a covering, okay? So this is covering this double helix in order to help it be safe, okay? Well, when we encounter toxins, we actually pull back that sleeve, okay? So that's what I was talking about. Kind of like if this is your double helix, when we encounter environmental toxicity, it pulls back that sleeve and reveals the gene so that it can be changed or mutated and get expressed. So what we're doing at Quantum Techniques is we're making sure that all toxins that your body comes in contact with are not continue to impact it, so that it covers that up so that you have good immune system. So that's kind of the double helix thing. And that's kind of what Bruce Lipton talks about. One of the books that kind of perpetuated this is The Ends of Alzheimer's. And this is probably one of the most phenomenal books. We've had quite a bit of our QT practitioners give talks on this through YouTube about it. But if you have anybody with any kind of memory issue, doesn't even have to be diagnosed Alzheimer's, it can be dementia, it can just be memory loss. They came up with a new diagnosis of, I hope I can remember it, it's frontal dementia, but anyway, it falls into the same category. And it's amazing that this book is talking about QT without mentioning what QT is, but he talks about how to get rid of the toxins in your life, eat better, take the herbs that will help boost your immune system so that you don't run into issues. So phenomenal book, recommend it to everybody. Sometimes it's a little hard reading in the middle, but the chapters that really deal with what's going on with Alzheimer's are phenomenal. All right, so we talked about the book, talked about Bruce Lipton, talked about the sleeve. Okay, so for example, on my particular genes, we found that I had more of an issue with, I think it was triglycerides. And so he said, yes, everybody's saying that coconut oil is really, really good, but for me, it's better for me to try to do olive oil instead of coconut and just limit coconut. So that's something that, is really easy to take care of. My husband had a lot of iron in his blood. And so they said, okay, it's better for you not to cook on iron pans, cast iron pans. So stick more with the stainless steel or glass. So those are simple things that we found out from the genetic testing that will help us on an everyday level. So what you want to do is when you find out what those genes are, and you don't even have to have the genetic testing, but I'm just saying that that is of interest to you, this is how you can use it in conjunction. And so what we do at Quantum Techniques is, okay, let's say that you do get that done and they recommend certain herbs that would be helpful. Well, we can test them to find out, would they really be helpful? And I have found them to be very, very close. And there's only been like maybe 1 or 2 that don't test as good as significant, and so you don't need them. But we can test to see if it's very significant, and so you're not wasting your money if they aren't good for you. So that's a great example of how we can use lab tests or genetic testing along hand in hand with Quantum Techniques to help you live the best life possible. So visit our website at quantumtechniques.com and you can learn lots more information from YouTube and downloads. Sign up for a session request and find out if the herbs that you're taking are the best for your body and what kind of, we don't necessarily test the different, genetics, stuff like that, but if you've had a test like that, we can find out if there's certain things that with the doctor has recommended that we can find out whether there'd be benefit for you and just how to have better health. All right, so blessings from Quantum Techniques.